or differentiate us from one another. For example, I'm pretty sure that most people who listen to us now know that Jude loves bole and fish. Can't do without it. I can't stop thinking about it. Anywhere I go, I see plantain. I get it. Fair enough. And so for some other people, it's beans. For some other people, it's rice or eba, fufu. Those are the markers. And then for some people, it's either fish or nothing else. They will never touch meat. So they're in a separate group. And then there are others who probably not eat fish and probably not eat meat. They're vegetarians. So we know ourselves. We can readily identify ourselves. We can readily tell this is what this person is likely to do or say in respect to this conversation. However, in Nigeria, it has to be since 3 decades. Most Nigerians don't really have that sense of individuality or certainty when it comes to their political office holders. In fact, I'm going to go as far as saying maybe most Africans, but that would be general, and I would to fall into that trap of that level of ignorance. So I'm going to restrict myself to my immediate domain where I'm domiciled, which is Nigeria. You see, back in the 18th century, when just after the French Revolution started, right, the ideologies that we are making reference to these days became a big deal. That's the origin, in a sense. Back then, you had members of, the National Assembly Parliament at that time, right, split, interestingly, into two distinctive groups. You see, there were those who were very, very loyal to the ideal of the monarchical system, or what the former kings used to do. They were those who liked that type of structure. There should be hierarchy. We should lead things in a certain type of way. We should promote our national values. Blah blah blah. Those people were on the side of Parliament. The leftists, on the other hand, wanted more progressive type of a government. They wanted, equality. They wanted more government involvement in the development of the country. They wanted, taxes that would reflect how the government was doing things. The other group didn't want too much taxes. They wanted more privatization, more land to be given to the very wealthy people. But everybody will get their own share. Nobody, so. It was a very split group. That has led to where we are today. In the US, he is on a tirade. The far left, extreme left trying to do. So behind this more intervention, right? They believe government should have programs to help the working class, the low-income individual. They also want better health insurance. They're also the ones who are pushing the LGBTQIA/HTTV community plus. Those people, abortion rights, women's rights. So left-leaning politicians tend to want to favor those kind of conversations. Then you also have individuals who are, more moderate, who are center. So you hear in conversations, political conversations, you hear center left, center right. That means they're in the middle ground, but they wouldn't mind a bit more, nationalistic tendencies or a bit more liberalistic tendencies. You see, we can tell the ideologies, but Nigerian politicians, name any principle ladies and gentlemen, name them, not to me, name them. Can you, in all honesty, say any of the politicians you've ever had the good pleasure of interacting with has a very clear political identity? But,
opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Area Info.
017-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. These are the phone numbers. Use them, call us, let's have a conversation. Please do well to also send us a text message to 0809 0809 030 6416. The right to associate is our conversation this morning. But if we're going to associate with our quote-unquote friends, birds of the same feather flock together, isn't it? So how can we get birds of the same feathers to actually come together? Because these days, oh my goodness. 3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Yeah, Jude, good morning.
Good morning to you.
This idea of ideology, you see, if not for the fact that there is social stratification, we know too well that we have the third world country, we have the developing ones, and we have the already developed ones. The Nigerian politicians don't really have ideology.
So how do we get to have a system that will create people who will stand for something?
Yes, actually, for instance, my local government chairman right now, Solomon Abuba, I think he has a very good ideology.
What is his political what is his political idea? Is he far left? Is he right? Can you tell?
Human capital development.
That's not an ideology.
But the ideology, but it's definitely they are working towards achieving one aim. Because the ideology is what you believe in, is it not? Of course. The ideology is what you believe in, what you want to work with, what you want to give the people.
But you know what? But both sides, or all the sides of a political sphere, whether it's far left, far right, center, they all want development. They want human capital development. That's not an idea. The ideology is, how does he want to do it is the question.
That's the thing. You must pick up on one particular thing now. For instance, this woman development. Solomon Abuba has been working on it, and I've seen one or two evidence of what he's doing. So that's the thing. But others who have been coming and going, they never had ideology. So many of them, they will just tell you this is what they want to do. The next day, or at the end of the year, they debate another thing, and at the end, we don't achieve anything.
Okay, so let me ask you. This
the level of enlightenment.
Okay.
So my ideology is something that's supposed to have been prehistoric. From one political tenure, another one. Then this one, PDP have their own ideology. They have their own.
What is that? That's the ultimate problem. What's the ideology of PDP? What's the ideology of APC? Can anybody actually? No, I'm not trying to be funny. No, seriously. I'm not trying. Oh dear. I'm not trying to be funny. Nor am I trying to cast aspersions, right? But can anybody actually tell me what the political ideology of PDP is? What the political ideology of APC is? What the political ideology of Labour? In fact, for me, I think only Labour Party seemingly stands for seemingly has a very clear party ideology, which is from its name, Labour, from the labor unions and whatnot. So one would say that the Labour Party is more a leftist party. The party that wants more government interventions, wants more government presence, in the working class individual, to make sure the rights of the general person is expressed. The Labour Party is not far left, but it is moderately left. It's not far left, like, oh, let's all go to socialism, for example. No, but it's saying government should be more. And that is very clear, at least to me. I don't know. But what about the other ones? Because almost every party that comes, oh, we as the government will do this, is APC. We will do this, or are they all of the same? Because I don't know. Because if you watch the French Parliament, if you watch the British Parliament, if you watch the American Congress, if you watch how senators are arguing, there are very clear lines. They're not arguing because, oh, you're in Republican, so we must quarrel. No, they're arguing based on ideologies, based on what they feel is the proper thing to do. 92.3. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, presenter.
Good morning, please.
Yeah, my name is Conway Ewe Amobobari Williams. I'm calling from Omamegbe.
Welcome, Williams.
What I have to say concerning this matter, the ideology of the APC. I'm not really seeing them as those who really mean well for Nigeria. Because what they are coming for just for taxation.
Well, every government taxes.
And it's not really a good one to Nigeria. We, being the citizen of Nigeria, we are really suffering. People who cannot even eat 2 square meals a day. Meanwhile, the government is still thinking of one you start with January taxation.
Yeah, because the things you want government to do, they need taxes to do them, and unfortunately, most Nigerians have not been paying taxes. But that's not the question. The question is, can you tell what the APC stands for, the ideology, or what the PDP stands for, or what ADC or SDP? Can you tell? Can you say this is what they stand for?
What the APC stand for is nothing but free.
What about PDP? When PDP was in power, what were they standing for?
PDP, they will maybe sometimes business will flow based on article.
Business will flow.
Based on article. But yes, but those who have the clear distinct ideology is Labour Party based on Peter Obi, because it's a man that has that vision. If only Nigeria can give me that opportunity, I bet you Nigeria will go well.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Now, it seems to me that a lot of us who are listening don't quite understand. Oh, maybe the question is not being in its basest form as possible. But once again, it's not about your perception of an individual. It's about what the person stands for. I'll give you an example. So when we say somebody is a far left or a far right, or let's say a far right, let's say a person is a right politician, a right-wing politician, it means the person is talking about more nationalistic tendencies, more ideas about capitalism, like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a Republican. They want more money to be given to businesses. More people can start businesses and give money. Ideally, trickle down effect. But there are problems with that. So that's why you have the Democrats who say, no, let's have government, play a certain role to this extent. All right. Let's have government, do healthcare. Let's do this. So the ideas, right, they're not polar opposites in every scenario, but they're meant to, as it were, give people the alternatives. And then you have people who are in the middle. In the UK, you probably have them as center left or Lib Dems. There's a few numbers for them. We can tell. I'm not talking about whether you like Peter Obi because Peter Obi says he won't steal money, or I'm not saying you like Atiku because Atiku was no. The parties that they belong to. If this person leaves, if Donald Trump leaves right now, is no longer the president, right? The ideas and the ideology of the Republican Party still remains. What is the ideology of PDP, of APC, of AD, of SDP, of Labour Party, of YPP? Once again, everybody has a right to association, but the question is, how do we get people to have very clear and distinct ideologies? 92.3, hello Port Harcourt.
Yeah, compliment of the season, Mr. Zion, I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Mr. Zion. Welcome, compliment of the season. 2 minutes.
That is why sometimes people give us some stand-up ovation when we postulate in times like this. They don't have political ideology. What they have is political approach. That is why you see abandoned projects everywhere. The moment they leave office, everything about them will go. So the only thing they can know is how to embezzle money, give us salaries that will last us forever, because they lack a political idea. But thumbs up to like Goodluck Jonathan, he has a political idea. Thank God for the past president, Yar'Adua. He hears something like, is it 8-point agenda? Yeah. That frontier, that caption, the title of that your document as a politician, that is your political idea. What you run with, come rain, come sun, that is what you believe. Your believer, that is what they listen to. That is what they work with. All your local government chairman, everybody, they work with that idea for the prosperity of the people. Empowering people is not a political idea. Because you buy jam form for them, it's not a political idea. In fact, that is so lazy. You only see that here in Nigeria. I bought form for people to go and write jam. Really? My brother, see, that is our political environment is so toxic. because they only see it as the means to make wealth. And the people who are coming along with them are only standing on the queue.
So finally, how do we create that? My reference to the French Parliament in the 18th century is what is leading us here today. People know exactly where they want to vote, so because this party has convinced them. So how do we develop that?
That is why I told you that is the frontier, that coherent set of ideas of that individual or that political party. You ask for PDP ideology. Who told you PDP have one? They only have a PDP, is it handbook or guidelines, something they call it. But when you talk about the idea of the party, this is what we believe. This is what our conservative party, this is what we are working on.
Okay.
They don't have it. And I cannot give it to them because even me, I don't have to give it to them. But if you ask me, Mr. Zion, what is your idea, your ideology on radio every day? I can be able to tell you. So,
okay. All right, Zion, thank you very much. Let's go back once again to the political spectrum, right? Maybe this will give us a better understanding of the question I've asked this morning, because I would love to know, really. Here it goes. All right, so the political spectrum, all right? Look at it as a line, left and right. So at the end of that line, you have what you call the far right people or the far right movement. All right. Then you have the middle, then you have the left. So typically, like I said earlier on, typically the left or the leftist, right? They want more government involvement. They believe that the people should have more power. They believe that the government should, pay more attention to social infrastructure, and stuff like that. Far right or righters, they're more nationalistic. They want hierarchy. This man is the chief of this. Okay, he's the one that we should be in charge of everything. This one, his grandfather was this. Okay, let's do that. Right? They want to maintain that nationalistic identity. Oh, this is for our people. That's why you often hear what's his name, Donald Trump, use that mantra, make America great again, MAGA. It's now only we middle political ideologists, look at how we evolve together, left, right and center. So they don't lean too much to the far right, they don't lean too much to the left. They look at each scenario, each policy. What exactly can we do to make everybody come together? Maybe Nigeria's political system center, right? Maybe, I don't know. I'm talking about it. I'm just thinking out loud. Anyway, let's hear from you. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X. All right, then please do send us a message. All right, the number is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. The right to associate is the topic. How can we get proper ideologies? Final caller, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Compliments every season.
Thank you so much. My name is Benjamin.
Welcome, Benjamin.
Thank you. Calling you from Abuluma.
Go on, please.
I heard your question. All the people talking, maybe they don't understand your question, but let me put it in this way. Maybe you can understand if truly I understand your question. Can you hear me?
Well, listen to you, please. Go on.
Yeah. You're talking about the kind of political ideology that can be built that would naturally somehow drive people to believe in that political party because they have an ideology that is, let me say, that is good for the humanity. You understand? Is that your question? Is that what you mean?
No, what exactly makes them work? How they work? But let's go on a break, please.